Welcome back to CBS This Morning. About 27,000 people in Southeast Texas have been told to boil your tap water after the death of a 6-year-old little boy. Josiah McIntyre of Lake Jackson, south of Houston, died nearly 3 weeks ago from a rare but often fatal amoeba in his brain. The organism was found in the local water supply. Mireya Villarreal joins us now. Mireya, how did he get this illness?
Good morning, Gail. Right now, city officials in Lake Jackson are telling us they believe he either got it from a local playground, which has since been closed down, or the water hose at his home. We spoke with his mom last night. She was extremely emotional, obviously, after losing her son. She says he started complaining about headaches, and she had no idea what was causing them at the time.
He was extraordinary. He was the happiest, most active, sweetest little soul.
Maria Castillo lost her son Josiah to an infection she never saw coming.
Along with his headache and his fever and his vomiting, he couldn't stand up properly.
He was losing all his faculties.
Yes, he was telling me that he was dizzy.
At the hospital, doctors told Josiah's family that his brain was swelling. After several days of testing, it turned out to be Mireya Villarreal, a rare but mostly fatal brain-eating amoeba. He died just days later. According to the CDC, the organism is most often found in warm freshwater lakes and rivers. In rare instances, like in the case of McIntyre, humans can get infected when it travels up the nose to the brain, where it destroys brain tissue. But they cannot get infected by swallowing it. Now state officials are scrambling to figure out how the amoeba got into the water supply.
Do we have a cross-contamination somewhere in our system, or could it be wells as well?
Texas health officials found 3 out of 11 samples taken from the area were positive for the deadly bacteria. Over the weekend, 8 cities in southeast Texas were told to avoid using tap water. Those restrictions have since been lifted. A boil water notice remains in effect for Lake Jackson, leaving residents stocking up on bottled water.
Unfortunately, almost everyone who gets it ends up passing away.
Dennis Kyle is a professor of infectious diseases at the University of Georgia. He says doctors rarely test for amoebas early on.
Often the problem is they do not diagnose this until very late in the infection. Physicians are getting better about thinking about warm freshwater exposure and these sort of symptoms.
He says there's very little known about brain-eating amoebas or how to treat them. He and a team of researchers are now studying how repurposing current drugs can be used to fight them early.
Why speak about this knowing that you guys are going through a lot of pain right now?
I never thought something so rare would happen to me or my family. 6 years into his little life, and I had to let go of my baby. The more people, like I said, that are aware of it, and if that's one life that can be saved from that, then that means a lot to me, and it means a lot to our families.
City officials right now are rushing to find the source of this amoeba so nobody else gets infected. Experts say that diseases associated with this amoeba have a 97% mortality rate. And as far as we know, there are only 4 cases in the U.S. where somebody has contracted this disease, this illness, and have survived. Anthony?
Mireya, thank you. Wow, what just a terrifying story. And so important that Maria Castillo came forward to tell people about what the risks are with this.
I really feel for her.
Yeah, you just, I mean...
Very magnanimous of her to do when you know that she's in so much pain. And I just think as a parent, it's the worst thing not to know what's happening to your child when you're sick, they're sick.
And to be helpless.
To not figure it out.
To be helpless, to watch them suffer and not be able to help.
Just heartbreaking what she went through with her son.